Coming through is Brian Cullen. Just miscued. Kevin Hughes knocked away by James McCarthy from Peter Hart. Picked up by Sean Kavanagh, who has to go deep to gather possession. Mark Donnelly, full forward, has to come out around midfield. Pressure from Dennis Bastick is over the top. Free for Tyrone. Sean Kavanagh. Quick ball, fires Peter Hart. Steps by several challenges, but possibly overcooks it. Good work by Keane O'Sullivan. He's looking comfortable. There might have been debates about the fact that he got his place ahead of Paul Conlon and that he had little, in fact no game time, but Pat Gilroy seems to pick his men very wisely. The layoff from Michael Darragh Macaulay is to Paul Flynn. Look where Martin Penrose is to try and defend. Here's Bernard Brogan, and Dublin make it look very, very easy. Diarmuid Connolly 4 points, Bernard Brogan 2, 6 in the full forward line alone, all from play.
Yeah, but throughout they're first to the ball, they're using it very well, as we see in this move. They're making light of the conditions that must be said that are very difficult. They're putting pressure at the back and they're so composed when they're in possession.
5 points between the teams. Alan Brogan, the move to corner forward and then coming back out around the 40 to gather possession has worked well. The two-man full forward line from a Dublin perspective seems to be working quite efficiently. Diarmuid Connolly putting the pressure on Joe McMahon. Brian McGuigan has to come inside his own half-back line to try and gather possession. Nobody making a diagonal run.
One of the reasons for it is that because they're having so much trouble at the back, Martin Penrose has gone back from the corner forward position in front of their own full back line, and it's depriving their forwards of an extra man.
Here's Brian McGuigan, gets by the challenge of Kevin Nolan, taken down by Michael Fitzsimons. The cooler man protested he was the one that was actually dragged down, but the Cavan referee has decided it's going to Tyrone. No question. Actually, you can see what clever old fox Brian McGuigan is. Almost 13 minutes gone since Tyrone scored last. Here comes Peter Hart. Scored 2 against Monaghan, 7 against Longford, 4 against Roscommon. Floats this one in and it's wide. Do you feel, Martin Carney, that the confidence at the moment is not at its premium for Tyrone, that their cage is rattled?
The cage is rattled, the big players aren't playing well, but it must be said Dublin are playing out of their skins in every position of the field at the moment. And just the likes of Sean Kavanagh, Brian McGuigan and these guys who've been so great for Tyrone in the past are not making any impact on the game.
But Dublin need to score, Martin. Michael Darragh Macaulay, two-man full forward line. Brogan to Connolly, at least that was the plan. Connolly is there, flicks it back. Chance for the captain, Brian Cullen, and that is over the bar. Wonderful play by Dublin, it has to be said. They are playing like Leinster champions.
And it's a very simple formula. The ball is going in long from the middle of the field into the full forward line. If it's not been won cleanly by Connolly or Brogan, it's been broken, as in that last case. The crumbs are being picked up by the likes of Cullen. The scores are being finished off.
Well, if Diarmuid Connolly had to leave, it would be a huge disappointment and a big blow for Dublin. Certainly seems to be in a little bit of anguish there. Won a Leinster under-21 hurling. He was a dual star and All-Ireland colleges with Dublin colleges. But he's a really talented footballer. They've been talking about him in St Vincent's, where they know their football. They produced Brian Mullins and Jimmy Keaveney in the past. They reckon this guy is a special talent.
And when you add into that he's been subbed in the last 2 games, he's been taken off in the last 2 games because he was so ineffective, he's certainly making a statement today for Dublin and making a statement to his manager.
Dublin 9 points on the scoreboard, 8 from play. Breaking ball picked up by Colm Kavanagh. Peter Hart lays it off to Martin Penrose, who has to go now back into his own half back line and full back line. Lays it off. Far as Brian McGuigan. Gets by the challenge. Chance here for Mark Donnelly. Difficult enough angle. The umpire is going for his flag. Mark Donnelly's second point of the match, and their first in 15 minutes.
A lot of hard work that time by Brian McGuigan to eventually dispatch the ball to Mark Donnelly, who took the score well from a difficult angle. He is a player who has the capacity to cause trouble in there, but alas, from a Tyrone point of view, the service has been dismal.
Stephen Cluxton. Dublin have had only 4 goalkeepers since 1967. Paddy Cullen, John O'Leary, Davy Byrne and Stevie Cluxton. All top class. Comes down far as Ger Brennan. Picked up by Philip Jordan. Under severe pressure. Lays it back. All their experience that they've gained under Mickey Hart since he came on the scene in 2002 is now being called upon. Kevin Hughes. 3, 4 Dublin players around him, and the referee gives the free to Kevin Hughes. Would you agree?
Wouldn't agree. I thought the Dublin players got around him in sufficient numbers that time. A good burst forward, it must be said, by Colin Kavanagh to give the pass to Hughes, who was running up in support. But just watch this. Here we go in replay. Hughes takes the ball well. Okay, maybe Ger Brennan gets the arm around him, but I just thought, to be honest about it, Bastic just stood his ground.
Further information on your screen. Freeze conceded. Peter Hart missed from more or less the same angle just a short time ago. He needs to put this one over. He gets it. That's his first of the evening.
The extraordinary thing about it is that there are only 4 points in it in a half that has really been characterised by Dublin dominance. I would have thought with all the ball they had that they should be a little bit more than 4 points up at the moment.
And it's a serious concern, because if you look back at Tyrone's performances through the qualifiers, second half performances have always been upgraded. Much better. Here comes Kevin Hughes. Owen Mulligan. Disappointed he wasn't getting enough game. That's a sweet ball inside. It almost reached Brian McGuigan. Good defending by Ger Brennan. Challenge was a little bit high, to say the least. Michael Darragh Macaulay slipped one in. Picked up instead by Kevin Hughes. Sean Kavanagh. Support play from Owen Mulligan. Inside it's Mark Donnelly. Blocked out. Is efficient by Rory O'Carroll. Man of the match in the under-21 All-Ireland final against Donegal last year. Michael Darragh Macaulay has a great engine. Has to go back into his own full back line. Dennis Bastic over towards Paul Flynn, Bingalian's man. Gets away from Philip Jordan. Nice turn, nice control. Down towards Alan Brogan. Gets away from Martin Swift. Shakes off the shackles of the right corner back from Killyclar. Here comes Brogan. Can he finish? It's curling, but it's curling behind the goalpost, and the ball is wide. 5 wides for Dublin. 33.5 minutes played in the first half.
Yeah, the brother wouldn't mind if he was handed that ball by Bernard that time. Good. Just watch this bit of defending again by Rory O'Carroll. Great block on Mark Donnelly when it seemed that Donnelly had a clear opportunity of a point.
The gas thing about Rory O'Carroll, his first ever senior championship match to start was an All-Ireland club semi-final against Corofin in 2009 in Mullingar, and here he is now, Dublin's senior intercounty footballer. Ger Brennan slices off the boot, sideline ball to Tyrone.
Yeah, I thought that certainly in the Dublin game has disappeared a little bit in the last couple of minutes. They're starting to lose possession around the field.
Philip Jordan, high challenge by Michael Darragh Macaulay. Referee, I think, wants to have a word, and more than a word. This is going to be a yellow card for the midfielder. First of the evening in Croke Park goes to Michael Darragh Macaulay.
Yeah, it was a high challenge that time on Philip Jordan. Merited a red or a yellow card is right.
2 minutes of additional time to be added on. Dennis Bastic, Paul Flynn, Ger Brennan. Opens up the play by seeking out Kevin Nolan. Brian Cullen has 3 Leinster under-21 medals in his career, already gathered. Michael Darragh Macaulay maybe on yellow, but he's confident enough to go for a diagonal ball. James McCarthy, son of John, lays it off to Diarmuid Connolly on the turn. This is brilliant. Diarmuid Connolly has now scored 5 points, all from play. It's a magnificent performance by the St. Vincent's man, and it's the left boot every single time.
Yeah, but he's so languid in the way he does it. It's just beautiful to watch him. So relaxed in his shooting. Brilliant scores.
Brian McGuigan finds that Connolly is well able to put the pressure on. McGuigan, Conor Gormley, Joe McMahon. Lost the under-21 All-Ireland final to Dublin back in 2003. Has had many battles. So too his brother Justin, All-Star full-back, 2008. A straight battle won by Cian O'Sullivan. A wonderful athlete in his young days. He's a pretty good footballer as well. Kevin Nolan, Barry Kahn taking on the challenge. St. Bridget's man from the Blanchardstown, Castleknock area, flicking one inside. Nice play. Here comes Dublin. Here comes Brogan. Here comes sheer utter class. It's his second point of this All-Ireland quarter-final, and the Brogan brothers between them have scored 4. Diarmuid Connolly 5, Brian Cullen 1.
And I think it's a fair reflection of their dominance, that those last 2 scores. They've been outstanding in the first half of Dublin. Their forward play is outstanding. Their support play is top class. They just have given Tyrone really their belly full of it throughout.
Sean O'Neill gets it down for his Mark Donnelly. Under pressure. Donnelly, good ball carry. That's a high challenge by Rory O'Carroll. And it could well be more than just a severe finger wagging from Joe McQuillan.
Yeah, I think Rory O'Carroll that time was a little bit high with the tackle, but definitely a free in for Tyrone.
Sean Kavanagh, 2-3 against Roscommon, 2 points against Dublin. 2.5 minutes of injury time played. Joe McQuillan telling players to get back. Here comes the effort. Here comes the point off the boot of Sean Kavanagh. It's been a really impressive performance by Dublin, and especially by this man, Diarmuid Connolly. 5 points off the left boot. He really has been so impressive. You add in the Brogan brothers with 4 points between them, Brian Cullen with another, Stephen Cluxton making up the ladder. This has been an impressive